I'm Nancy Leader on the Zeta Report.
If one takes into consideration all the Zeta talk provided since the start of the Zeta talk saga in 1995, this is what they were told about the passage of Planet X through the inner solar system from 2003 to the time of the pole shift on Earth. There are some 23 instances where Zeta talk provided details over the years. The log can be found in the Zeta talk newsletters, a link from issue 326. There are angles, percentages, distances in miles, and the dates related. This paints a complicated picture. Let's simplify. Zeta talk has described the halted orbit of the Earth, Venus, and the dark twin of Earth that shares its orbit as being caught in the cup. They are blocked not only by the gravity giant before them, Planet X, but also by an eddy flow of particles flowing out from the Sun. Some call this the solar wind, but it is more than mankind assumes. This eddy flow comes around the sides of Planet X and back into the void in the center, roiling and trapping whatever is in the center. In some Zeta talk, Planet X, also known as Nibiru, is given as being a certain number of miles from the Sun. For a frame of reference, here are the distances in the inner solar system for the orbit of Mercury, Venus, and the Earth. After encountering Planet X before it in December 2003, the Earth was pushed backwards in her orbit to the August position, where she will remain until the pole shift. Planet X has a retrograde orbit, clockwise, where all the other planets revolve around the Sun counterclockwise. Meanwhile, Planet X goes through its first 270-degree roll, which involves turning horizontally 180 degrees to point its north pole outward toward the Earth. This was last confirmed to be 150 degrees in June of 2007, but this turn must proceed to 195 degrees to be completed before the last weeks, when Planet X will stand upright from its horizontal position. The Zetas have stated that Planet X will proceed outside the orbit of Venus, and that during this time both Venus and the dark twin will loom large. This is of legend, with the Hindu god Kali being the dark twin, which has a blue-black hue to it when either seen naked eye or in photos. Being a hunk of black rock, the dark twin is mostly invisible and is currently trying to pass the Earth, falling outside their shared orbit, behind the Earth. Then, approaching the last weeks, both Venus and the dark twin escape the cup. No longer in a crowded cup, the Earth can be drawn closer to Planet X, especially when Planet X stands upright to complete its first 270-degree roll. A side-by-side magnetic alignment is one that magnets find comfortable, thus allowing the Earth to be drawn closer to Planet X. At this point, Planet X is piercing the ecliptic, the Sun's middle, and is affected by the Sun's magnetic flow lines above the ecliptic. Planet X goes into its second 270-degree roll, doing a rapid vertical flip, a complete 180-degree flip, and going into magnetic opposition with the Sun. Magnetic particles are now flowing through Planet X, through its south pole, and exiting through its north pole. This posture is also comfortable for magnets, so Planet X is suddenly drawn closer to the Sun by a considerable distance. Where Planet X has seemed to be looming close, it now jumps away, confusing those on Earth. The Zeta talk triangle then forms. These angles were given early in the Zeta talk saga, virtually at the start, and are quite specific. At this point, the last weeks have begun, so the Zeta talk triangle is associated with the term point of passage. The Zeta talk triangle appeared multiple times in crop circles in Horicon Marsh in Wisconsin in 2003, my home state, making the point that Zeta talk has validity, and Nancy, as the Zeta talk emissary, should be trusted. At the point where the Zeta talk triangle forms, the Earth is drawn even closer to Planet X, closing the gap so it travels 30 million miles closer. This occurs during the last week, the week of rotation stoppage. Nevertheless, the Earth is still 14 million miles from Planet X, and the major moons of Planet X remain at all times 5 million miles from Planet X. This is a time when Planet X appears to be writhing in the skies, the complex as large as the moon and blocking the sun. A terrifying time of legend where those on the sun side of Earth experience heat and hail. Planet X, outbound at a rapid pace now as it is above the ecliptic and being literally flung from the solar system by the gravity repulsion force between it and the sun, rises above the Earth, grabbing the Earth's south pole with its north pole as it completes its second 270-degree roll. As it pulls the Earth's south pole up, it forces the crust of the Earth to slide 90 degrees. This complex diagram of the passage of Planet X through the inner solar system was done by Kojima on the poleshiftning.com.
Until next time on the Zeta Report, this is Nancy Leader.